Jangan main tali. Bilang jangan main tali penyeneta. Pegang saja.
This is Napason Ati Mimin. Since birth, he has been raised by the West Papua National Liberation Army, referred to as the TPNPB.
Nama saya, my name is Napison Ati Mimin, 8-year-old. I am son of Ananias Ati Mimin.
So Ananias' son comes with him on fights.
Yes.
Because when you're a soldier for TPN, you have to bring kids because nowhere to leave kids because nowhere safe because Indonesians would be there.
Yeah. So his son always with him.
His son's always with him.
Because he is commander.
Commander, yeah.
Yeah. If Indonesia can use intelligence system, local people, spy, then they can kill child anytime.
This is the world Napason was born into, and if he is to survive, one day he will use the gun that he is holding. His future will most likely mirror the life of his father, Commander Ananias Ati Mimin of the Bintang Timor TPN, continuing the defence of the land of his ancestors against Indonesian military expansion. Could you ask my friend next to him in the dark blue shirt what his name is?
Okay.
And age?
Nama dan umur.
Nama Danus Dungkimin.
Tanus Tunggi Mimi. Tanus Tunggi Mimi. Siapa yang Tunggi itu?
And how old is he?
Berapa umur Anda? 9-year-old.
Can you ask, have they shot gun before?
Kamu biasa pegang senjata sebelumnya di sana? Senjata dengan Bapak pegang senjata jalan?
These children are born in the jungle. They are hunted from their day of birth. Some are the sons of commanders, some are orphans, their parents killed or jailed by Indonesian security forces.
Dia bilang?
Dia bilang dari Bapak Panglima, Bapak Wakil juga lahir di markas, Panglima lahir di markas, Wakil juga lahir di markas, demikian saya pun anak-anak pun lahir di markas. Jadi ini budaya kami begitu, perang budaya kami. Jadi kami tetap lawan begitu. Tapi kami tidak tahu sistem Indonesia begitu.
The highlands of West Papua, the last frontier for industrial society, a frontier which the Indonesian military has been slowly penetrating for 50 years. Many West Papuans' first contact with the outside world only came through Indonesian military campaigns. Papuans fought back. At first, with little more than spears, clubs and bows and arrows, the OPM, or Free Papua movement, formed. It is the broader movement in which their armed wing, the TPN, now falls under. Yet far from a centralised army, the TPN is a loosely connected structure comprising different tribes, clans and families in West Papua who are united under the concept to fight Indonesia for independence, to keep their customary land and continue to survive. This is not a normal conflict. It is a frontier war. It is all the military power of the fourth most populous state on earth against tribes. I'm in a men's house in the Kiwi Rock region of the Star Mountains of West Papua, the very heart of the island of New Guinea, a secret place that is in a state of secret war.
We call it houseman. Houseman. In here we talk about how to fight and make strategies and tactics on our cycle for independence. Yeah, before we go fight with Indonesian troops, we sit down here, make fire. This is sample of our power. Our power will come out from here, this houseman.
In 2021, Indonesia launched a vicious military campaign here, burning over 100 homes, firing rockets from helicopters, and dropping mortars from AI drones. Hundreds died, thousands fled into the mountain jungle. We've previously released a documentary on those bombings. This film is a supplementary piece to that documentary, examining a specific side effect from Indonesia's long-used tactic of indiscriminately targeting entire West Papuan villages.
Tentu saja, drone ini sangat membantu dalam misi yang diemban oleh TNI maupun BRIMOB untuk mengamankan daerah dan memburu OPM di Papua.
Oke, anak-anak yang di depan ini, orang tua mereka, perjuangan OPM pertama di Kiwi Rock, 43 orang dibunuh oleh TNI Polri di distrik Kiwi Rock. Jadi mereka punya anak-anak ada di sini.
The three high-ranking TPN commanders, Lamek Taplo, Enos Awolmabin, and Ananias Atimimin survived the attack and the famine that followed.
Ananias Atimimin.
Despite the severity of the attack, there was essentially no foreign media coverage of it, let alone the aftermath. These pigs, killed and cooked in celebration of a TPN meeting in the presence of visitors, would be the most food many of these people have had in years. It's bizarre. My colleague Kirsten and I are the only journalists that have come here and interviewed these TPN commanders. There has been basically no press follow-up since the initial vague reports in October 2021 of mortars being dropped on villages. Reports that were denied by both the Indonesian and Australian government, with those denials barely questioned by the media. The foreign press have rarely shown any interest in investigating Indonesia's bombings in West Papua. The best they ever do are little pieces here and there, gawking at the side effects of these military campaigns. A few years ago there was a surge of simplistic reporting on the conflict, as blurry pictures emerged that appeared to show children in the ranks of West Papuan National Liberation Army guerrillas.
This week, the rebel army fighting against Indonesian control of the West Papua region has been accused of using child soldiers, which, if they're younger than 15, is considered to be a war crime under international law.
This is why I think I was ushered into this men's house for a kind of quasi-press conference on the issue, to clarify past reporting, but I also sense a kind of resignation and understanding from the TPN that no matter how many massacres Indonesia commits, pictures of kids holding their father's guns gets them far more attention.
That's our message is clear. So we hope international not confused about this. We never ever recruit child soldiers, not like Africa rebel group or like Islamic terrorist group. We very well understand because we are fight for our right for independence, self-elimination.
Dan anak-anak yang terlibat hari ini, mereka adalah bagian dari korban orang tua mereka. Sehingga mereka lihat, mereka tidak akan ikut diam, tapi ikut terlibat berjuang. Dan yang berikut bahwa mereka tidak mungkin ke sekolah karena nanti Indonesia akan bunuh mereka. Sehingga tadi di mana disampaikan itu, itulah keputusan mereka. Sehingga kami hari ini bangun Komando Nasional di 36 Kodam, kami sudah siap untuk melawan sampai kami merdeka. Untuk itu kami harap kepada dunia internasional bahwa apa yang diperjuangkan oleh bangsa Papua itu adalah hak bagaimana untuk menjadi sebuah bangsa. Terima kasih.
The TPN may not recruit child soldiers, but successive Indonesian military campaigns have created conditions where sticking around a guerrilla force may be your best shot at survival. The children I see here are showing clear signs of protein malnutrition. Many people's food gardens have been burnt up by mortars and their livestock shot, with even reports of Indonesia poisoning water and crops. The effects of the 2021 bombing are still reverberating. People of all ages are still starving to death. There are reports of children dying after being unable to stop coughing up blood after inhaling mortar smoke or eating from the gardens that were bombed. There has been virtually no assistance, no inquiry, or even a visitor from government or NGOs. Still, this press conference is somewhat bewildering.
Did he go out and fight? Has he gone out and fight before?
Apakah kalau ikut pergi ternyata waktu perang tu ikut pergi untuk patroli atau mau lawan tentara?
I don't believe that all the kids here, or in the pictures circulated a few years ago, are actual soldiers. The older teenagers may be, but the youngest, I believe, have been handed guns for the camera, to make a point.
Pada saat bapak-bapak pergi mau perang, saya pegang bucur. Pegang bucur dan saya juga bergabung tidak mengenal senjata.
That point being, Indonesia does not discriminate. Gun or bow, every boy will be trained to defend themselves eventually, to continue in the tradition of their ancestors. Don't tell the TPN how to survive.
All West Papua nationally PSME soldier go fight. I join. Even I hold my bow around, I flow there.
Yeah. So, but have all these kids been in battle, been in fights?
Yeah.
They're gone to, have these kids, for example, some of them, have they been in the Oksibel attacks with Ananias, like last year? Were they there?
Yeah.
They were there.
Dia tanya anak-anak ini seperti Ananias dengan pasukan pergi serang itu. Apakah ada anak-anak muda ini? Mereka ini ada yang ikut?
Ya, ini sudah. Yang ikut perang ini, mereka ini. Karena demi bangsa dan negara.
Those kids is always with us.
To correctly interpret that answer, you have to understand a bit about the TPN. Because despite the Army Greens, the TPN functions a lot less like a guerrilla army and a lot more like a tribal community defence effort. There is little distinction between combatant and the general population in the Star Mountains. The struggle to survive in the face of increasing Indonesian aggression is a struggle shared by men, women and children. Indonesian rockets didn't distinguish between man and child, so to the TPN, it is not only their ancient tradition, but common sense to give the boys here bows and arrows, especially if they're living with some of the most targeted men in Indonesia.
Name Kison Tablo.
Kison Tablo.
Yeah.
And how old is Kison?
Umur berapa?
12.
12 years old.
12 years old.
Yeah.
And same story as Kison. Kison is a fighter as well.
Ya, dia bilang cerita kamu sama, kamu juga biasa pergi perang, pegang panah.
No.
Ya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sonny is 15 years old. He is one of the boys here that has actually graduated from bow to gun.
Ya tinayambula do. Nakaling belgia umabani. Naka Papua merdeka biledo merdeka heonedi. Babalawa Yambul tadi mana di betaya oma. Na tena yambul na pinong daklo na do. Papua merdeka na bilen wando. Merdeka he ko di. Na ning bela oma. Bali ba mahalu kaya. Na babalaw ta wan ko to balian kay tumata di uno ko ni do. Babalaw ta bita e bona ma siap he ko di na ka mata bilen ti bone do. Papua merdeka he ko ni do. Na se bibeng debe makabo kaba bentu ko na makaba nuway to nga ma na nuway ta kaba tinayam bula do nakaling belgia ma bali naka babalaw ta bilin bando ko tiba kaba nuway ta olme bilin bando Papua merde ka heyo nindo
Oke, baik, saya terjemah keluhan dari anak-anak kami, generasi. Dia jelaskan bahwa kami bukan anak-anak kecil. Yang sekarang kami pegang senjata bukan anak-anak kecil lagi.
Under 18s fighting in Papua is not a new phenomenon. Highland Papua has an ancient warrior culture with a strong tradition of ritual warfare. Training for this ritual war generally began at a young age. When Indonesia began their highland bombing campaigns in the 1970s, the wars in Papua became far less ritual and a lot bloodier. In the years since, many Papuan tribes have continued to hold on to their war traditions, yet now with a focus on an outside enemy.
Ramek sudah bergabung di TPR waktu Anda masih anak-anak?
Ya memang saya masih kecil, umur 3 tahun saya sudah keluar.
All the commanders here began their fight as children, their lives upended by various Indonesian military campaigns. Commander Lamek Taplo, Indonesia's main target in their recent bombings of Kiwi Rock, was raised by Commander Ines Awolmabin after an Indonesian military campaign in the 1980s pushed hundreds of West Papuans over the PNG border to escape to the town of Yapsi.
Indonesia tah minunit na kaba, na 43 kaba nukaita.
Oh, kid, like Ninambit. And yeah, we took him to, because his father also part of OPM member.
Oh, so Ines was there.
Yeah,
when
Enos
Lamek
was
there.
young.
And so Ines is like a father to Lamek.
Yes,
Right.
of course.
So they both fled to Yapsi area
Yeah,
after the military operation in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oke, pada saat terbentuk OPM di Kiwi Rock, dan waktu itu operasi militer bukan sedikit, begitu luar biasa mereka operasi tumpas begitu. Itu mereka tidak pandang bulu, entah ini mama, anak, bapak, tidak. Yang penting Indonesia lihat kami rambut besar, jenggot panjang, itu namanya OPM, tembak. Akhirnya Bapak Enos, rombongan Enos, termasuk Daniel Oktiben, mereka ketakutan, tidak tenang, tinggal di Kiwi Rock, maka terpaksa keluar dari Kiwi Rock, ambil tempat di Sibik. Jadi yang membawa saya keluar itu termasuk bapak ini, dan juga Ananias Atimimin, termasuk dia orang tua juga sudah bergabung masuk di Sibik begitu. Jadi kita tampung di situ dan berjuang di situ.
It's a cycle that will continue to repeat itself as long as Indonesia continues its expanse into these mountains. Highland Papuans being violently displaced, then being taught how to fight as they come of age by the surviving members of the older generation who had faced similar military campaigns earlier. But each cycle claims its victims. Lamek Taplo's own son, Bilon, died in the aftermath of the Kiwi Rock bombings.
Kami sampaikan kepada nasional dan internasional bahwa anak-anak kami lahir besar di markas, maka mereka tahu perang. Untuk pelatihan begitu dari kami tidak ada. Jadi tolong ada dukungan, bisa dukungan kepada kami begitu.
Yes, there our child, they was there from baby to grow up, 11 to 14 to 15, and they take up firearm and go fight against Indonesia. We never recruit them and we never train them for TPN soldier. But anyway, they don't have any choice to do, like school, go to school or any, no. So they only think about how to go fight against Indonesia on their mind for free West Papua.
When he first began fighting for TPNPB, did he use a bow and arrow?
Yes, he said use bow and arrow.
Yeah.
That time we had to have gun.
Yeah. And did
But now I can.
can you ask him, did the bow and arrow work well?
Yeah. So that's similar in Kobakma, 1977. All Yali camp people, they join and attack military post in Kobakma and they kill many. Just use bow and arrow and that Kaswari boat. Yeah?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, use that. They kill many Indonesian soldiers in Kobakma in our story. That's similar. Same in here.
And you still and TPNPB in Yalam Kupal still uses bows and arrows.
Yeah. My young soldier, they can follow me by back side, and then now I hold machine gun, modern gun, and high powerful gun, SLR, and I ready to fight against Indonesian with high power gun. And welcome, if Indonesia send 1,000 to 5,000, we ready to fight.
There is a strange duality to what the TPN are saying. On the one hand, they insist they don't recruit child soldiers. On the other, there are children holding guns and bows all around me. Admittedly, some of it is for show, but this is fundamentally where most reporting on West Papua fails. You cannot view the traditions of the TPN in the context of a standard guerrilla war.
So, what would it take for TPNPB to stop using child soldiers?
We never use child soldier. So we confuse with international law. So international law for another nation, not for West Papua, because we have custom. Our children from age 4, we send to main house, and they educated them for go to fight from our ancestor, from grandfather to us. This is regeneration life in here for last 3,000 years ago. So United Nations must make new law for us. We don't want to follow international law on this issue.
Okay, but so it's customary for children to fight in West Papua, well, to join the men's house at a young age. But the only reason...
4 years.
4 years. But I can imagine before Indonesia came, they didn't have guns, did they? They weren't fighting in... The reason they've got guns is because they don't want Indonesia here, right?
Yes, but we all of from Highland man people from child already advised and educated our ancestor and grandfather's blood transferred to us. So automatically will continue come fighters. That's correct.
The TPN are not choosing to bring children into this war. They are not choosing to be hunted by Indonesia. These are tribal societies forced to defend themselves with whatever means. For thousands of years, the people of the Star Mountains were unknown to the outside world. Around 60 years ago, the grandparents of these children here had first contact. And just 2 or 3 generations later, with the world still barely knowing of them, Indonesia's bombs might bring their last contact.
Di depan kami yang sekarang mereka ada pegang senjata dan siap untuk di media bahwa ini bukan anak-anak kecil lewat hukum perang humaniter. Ini adalah orang tua dari kami terbentuk open sampai hari ini. Dari kami Tia Kodap juga bahwa ini bukan anak-anak kecil yang pegang senjata, tapi siap lawan untuk Indonesia, untuk kebebasan bangsa West Papua Barat. Siap? 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 Siap lawan? Siap lawan? Siap lawan? Siap lawan? Siap lawan? Siap merdeka?
Thank you so much for watching the follow-up from our first video about the Star Mountains. And yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, we like the first video. We don't want it to just be like kind of, I don't know, like just tragedy. So there is still a fundraiser from PNG Trust. We already raised 30 grand from it from the first video, which is really, really good. So PNG Trust are already working to bring in food, medicine, literacy training, and a doctor to the Star Mountains. So the more they get, the more stuff they can bring into the Star Mountains, because that's how money and economics works. We'll do a documentary on that eventually, explaining the mysteries of commerce. But if you want to help out, it would be really, it goes far. They're really good and like, you know, it's the only organization that can do this type of work. So click the donate button, go do it now. We'll wait, and then when you're back, we'll tell you to buy something else. You done it?
Okay, and we also have shirts available that are being worn here. Designer shirts.
Designed by Kirsten Felice. Very expensive because they are designer. But
They've
also
been spotted on many celebrities, including Alexa Vulovic of Boy Boy,
who's kind of like, I hear he's bringing back indie sleeves. I hear that's his, like, he's the guy, not the Dare or whoever, it's Alexa Vulovic, and it's because he's wearing Paradise Broadcasting shirts, which are expensive because they are made in America on LA apparel, which is indie sleeves, I hear. Very kind of it girl, it guy clothing.
Cool shit. So if you have a bit more money to spare after donating to our first PNG Trust fundraiser, then you can also buy a shirt.
But that's if you're a bad person. If you're a good person, you'll just put all the money into the fundraiser. But if you're if you're nasty, you'll buy a shirt because they are very expensive. But it will go to making more docos. So if you want to do that as well.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching.
Advertisers. Yeah, thank you for watching. Probably not great optics laughing after a video like that, but thank you for watching.
Thank you.